Hey guys, I got with the picks. It is Thursday, early morning. Yesterday we snuck one in. Always feels good to be on that side. We had the over in the Appalachian Georgia State game. Over 58.5, and it magically hit 59. It was a good win for us. Moved our record to 23-17-2, which is 57.5%. Not happy with that, but we're moving in the right direction, and we're going to move further tonight. We got the Saints at 2-4, traveling to the Cardinals at 2-4. This line sits at Cardinals minus 2.5, and the total is sitting at 45, I want to say. Is it sitting at 45? I apologize. It's sitting at 44. Now, both of these teams have been bad. Real bad. If the Cardinals didn't have a miracle comeback in the second half versus the Raiders, they'd only have one win. If the Saints weren't so injured, maybe they could have tackled Jamar Chase and been 500, but that's not here nor there. This game is absolutely loaded with injuries. Nothing good, just injuries. On the Saints side, offensive side, we're without Michael Thomas, we're without Landry, they're without their starting tight end Troutman. On the offensive side, and on the defensive side, they are with by far, their best defensive player again this week in Lattimore. But they do get Olave back, which is big. But as of 3:45 in the morning, when I'm putting this video out, the Saints still don't know who their quarterback is going to be. Now, Winston does have a healthy tag next to him. So, if I was the coach and if Dalton was healthy, I'd be starting Dalton. I'm about 95% sure that Jameis Winston will at least be the starter tonight in this game. To be honest with you, I really don't care who starts. Like I said, I don't know if that's good or bad. I really don't. Saints live by the run. They've ran for 463 yards their last two games, which is the most in the past 2 weeks in the NFL. They average a nice, healthy 152 yards rushing a game. And they average 247 yards passing a game, but they've only averaged 207 yards passing a game the past 3 games. Arizona, on the other side, they haven't won a home game since October of last year. Since October of last year, haven't won a home game. Murray had arguably his worst game of the year versus a very weak Seahawks defense. He did run for 100 yards in that game. I guess, I don't know if that's a good takeaway or bad takeaway when the quarterback's running for his life and he gets 100 yards out of it. 10 carries for 100 yards, 10 yards a clip. Murray definitely has the ability to do that every game, but he doesn't. I'd like to see him do it a lot more, to be honest with you. I think they'd be a lot more, another dimension to the team. Let's see. He gets back his best friend on the field this week, finally, in Hopkins, which should, I'm not even going to say should, which will help him greatly. But Hollywood Brown is out. Looks like James Conner probably isn't going to play in this game. Yeah, he has a game time decision tag, but he hasn't practiced this week. I got him on one of my fantasy teams, and the guy's just an absolute bust. High hopes. He ain't going to play this week either. So it looks like Emo Benjamin's going to be handling all rushing duties. This Cardinal team, they average 19 points a game, and they give up 23 points a game. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Byron Murphy. If you're not, you definitely will be after you watch this game tonight. Byron Murphy, he'll be covering New Orleans' best wide receiver, which is obviously going to be Olave. And Olave ain't going to like that one bit. One bit. The Cardinals are second in DVOA to wide receiver ones. And they're first in yards a game allowed to wide receiver ones. Let me just give you guys a small example of how good Byron Murphy is. He held Cooper Kupp to 4 catches out of 8 targets for 44 yards. That's all. Cooper Kupp had 80 receiving yards against the Panthers and has had at least 107 yards receiving against everybody else he's played, including a loaded Bills defense first game of the year, a San Francisco defense that is just balls to the wall on defense, and then you got this guy in Arizona that just puts these guys on an island and they can't get away. They can't do nothing, including the best wide receiver in football. So I can't wait to see what he does tonight. I'm sure he'll be shutting down a lot more than just Olave. He's really just that good. And like I said, good luck getting any type of receiving yards on him. And even more surprising, Cardinals' run defense is 11th in NFL and DVOA. So, I mean, they're pretty successful against the run also. The home team is 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 meetings. This is really, it's not even a win or go home. This is really a win or get fired for Cliff Kingsbury. In the script that I'm playing by and I'm following through with, I can see Murray going into Kingsbury's office while Kingsbury's sitting there. He puts his hands on his shoulder. Murray puts his hand on Cliff Berry's shoulder and says, "Don't worry, coach. I got you." And then Hopkins walks right in behind him and utters the same exact thing to him. Cliff Kingsbury gets more confidence than he's ever had as a head coach, being on the hot seat. And this game is, listen, I did not handicap this game and put this game out based off Cliff Kingsbury being a head coach or not being a head coach, because I can give 2 shits if he is or isn't. But the story that I can see as I'm going along with this is exactly that. And I really think Hopkins being back on the field, I know Hopkins being back on the field. And yes, they did just bring in Robbie Anderson, and he probably don't know too many plays at all, but I can't tell you what Robbie Anderson does know and what he does really, really good. He lines up opposite of DeAndre Hopkins, and he runs as fast as he can down the field. This is what Robbie Anderson's known for. He'll either run an inside post, an outside post, or an all streak straight downfield. You don't need to know no playbook to do none of that stuff. He will be on the field. He will help stretch the field. If he plays 25% of the snaps, Robbie Anderson will make some type of deal in this game. I just see, I see the Cardinals getting it done. I see them getting it done. This Saints team is, they're riddled with injuries. The Cardinals' weakest part of their defense is going against tight ends. And New Orleans is without their tight end also. This is just a really good spot for the Cardinals and a really bad spot for the Saints. I think it will be a tough game. But I do know that the Cardinals will come out of this as the winner. And we'll pick up some house money to play with tomorrow night also. So obviously you guys know what the pick is. Take the Cardinals -2.5. Guys, I want to thank you for everything. The likes, comments, subscribe, the love, support, everything. We need to get these views up. We need to get these thumbs up. We need to get the subscriptions up. We need to share this with more people. We're about to do something nice this week. And I'm guaranteeing that. Guys, you all, listen, I'm dropping another game over on TikTok today. So if you're not following me on TikTok, go over to TikTok, put in Hat Guy with the Picks, all one word, hit follow. You'll get notified every time I drop a video. And believe me, you want to get notified every time I drop a video. I do think I know what I'm talking about sometimes. Maybe on some of those times, you guys can make a couple extra bucks. Because I know damn sure I am. So guys, go over there and do that also. You already know what I'm going to do until I get back to you, which will be tomorrow. I'm going to get back to getting this cash.